Hey guys, Theron Asbury here with Revital Outdoors, bringing you another exciting podcast. Tonight we have Mr. Aaron Dixon. Aaron just got done winning the BFL Northeast Division tournament on the Potomac River, so another winning podcast coming your way tonight from 2022. We're very excited for this one. He's got a lot of great things he wants to share about his event. Before we get started, Revital Outdoors is very excited to announce we are still taking entries into our $2,500 sweepstakes giveaway. That lucky angler will be selected at the end of the BFL season. All you have to do is hit the link right below this video at the top of the description. It takes about 3 seconds to enter in. And I promise you, if you're any kind of a fishing nut like we are, you're not going to want to miss this. We've got great companies out there such as Flambeau Outdoors, Costa Del Mar, Cigar Line, The Rod Glove, Lou's, Strike King, and Tackle Warehouse in on this $2,500 sweepstakes giveaway. So make sure you enter. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. That way you get notified when all of our content is dropping. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. That's Revital Outdoors. And if you've never heard of Revital Outdoors, we're a premium CBD company. We offer premium CBD products to all the outdoor enthusiasts out there. Our products are THC-free, made right here in America. You can purchase them directly off our website. That's www.revitaloutdoors.com. That being said, let's go ahead and bring Aaron straight into the studio, the newest winner of the Northeast Division BFL. Aaron, how you doing this evening?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Really appreciate you taking time to come on the podcast, recap your event. First and foremost, congratulations to you. Really awesome to see you walk away with that victory, get 2022 started out the right way for the Northeast Division. So, man, let's just get right into it. If you would, kind of walk us through how your practice went and just kind of what unfolded for that magical day on Saturday.
Well, first I just want to apologize for last week. I came down with COVID and I was just sleeping all week. I know COVID. Anybody that had COVID, it just makes you want to sleep. So
No worries.
a bit
No
longer
worries.
than expected. But yeah, I haven't been fishing that much this year because the boat's been down. New mercury recall problems. This is our third one, uh, third and final recall part that's going on. So hopefully that's the last problem we have. But I had to actually borrow somebody's boat for this event, so um, I figured really wanted to fish it because I wrote the article about it for the preview on it. So I really wanted to fish it, so I had to borrow somebody's boat. But I managed to borrow their boat for on Thursday and get out and practice for about 2 hours. The tide was low, and I knew where I wanted to go and check where the water would be clear and there was grass, and I could, if there was any fish on beds, I'd be able to see them. And I went down there and there was probably in that 75-yard stretch I fished, there was probably over 30 fish on beds. Not all of them were big. Some of them were males, garden. Um, but I saw the best five, and the best five probably went 23 plus. And I think me and the guy that were fishing that stretch actually caught the best five because he had a decent bag too, and got like fifth or sixth. He just had a dead one he couldn't call. It was like a 2 pounder, so he'd have been right up there with me. Um, so I went down there. I flipped my, I saw him. Wasn't making any casts. There's not really any need to make casts on fish on bed, except for I came across one that was about 6 pounds that I didn't end up catching that one. Nobody did. But I pulled out. I had 8 or 9 rods on deck, and I went through all my normal baits that I fish with in the grass, and she would just wouldn't react to any of them. So I pulled out my two favorite bed fishing baits for real clear water, and then just first flip she picked it up, and I was like, oh yeah, that's you know to get a fish first flip on a different bait that nobody really throws to pick it up. There's definitely something special. So I tried one more. It was about a 4 pounder, and that one picked it up on the first flip. And I was like, okay, well, I checked the tide for Saturday coming up in the morning, and it was gonna be high. And it ended up staying high all day. It never got well. It was supposed to be low in the morning, but it never got. It wasn't low. It just stayed. It was high all day because of the wind, the high winds, and the rain. So I just went in there and took that bait and fished it extremely slow because there's only 75 yards to fish. In a matter of 6 7 hours that I had to fish, and just kept it slow. Let it, 2 3 minute casts, let it soak, and until I got bit. It took me a couple passes to get bit. I don't know. I guess I just had to present to him a couple times, or land on the right spot on the bed. You just kind of a luck thing at that point when you can't see them when you're blind fishing beds. But I knew they were there and they're pretty congregated in one area, so I just kept it there. And the guy got down there before me, and I actually know the guy, and I asked if I might go around him and fish behind him, because we were coming towards each other, and he didn't mind. He was extremely, we know each other, so he was extremely friendly to let me fish in the area with him. I'm sure he already knew I was coming down there anyways, because I talked to his son, so I'm sure he already knew I was coming down there. And but yeah, there was probably 10 boats in the entire cove, but just that stretch, it was just us two. There wasn't anybody anywhere remotely near us, because we both knew. But I just knew I had that bait that I felt like made the difference. And I went right behind. As soon as I asked to go around him, on my way around him, I caught three on three back-to-back casts, and only one of them was a keeper. But I was like, that guy was just power pulled down right there where I was casting at. So obviously the bait made a difference on what he was using.
Right. So okay. Well, as far as like the in the actual tournament, were you able to catch a lot of keepers and cull throughout the day, or how many keepers did you end up catching?
So I got down there. I probably launched at 6:20, and it's not that far of a run, wide open, but it was so rough. I probably got down there at 7. It took 40 minutes, and it only take 15, on a normal day. Um, I took it slow. Probably did 30 miles an hour the whole way down there. It was
Wow.
just so rough, and I already knew he was going down there because I know how crazy he is, crazy like I am. We both, you know, we know it's down. We know the wind and fish are down there, so we both wanted to go down there. There's actually more boats down there than I expected. Like I said, there was probably 8 other boats in that area that I could see. You know, I guess they all knew something was going on down there. I just didn't ever get to look at what I was looking at. And so so as far as that, I forgot where I was going with that.
It's just the rough water. You think that kind of hurt the amount of keepers you were catching, but you did end up catching the right ones, or
You said the keepers. That was all right. Yeah, so I went around him, and before I got around him the first time, I caught one keeper that I ended up weighing in. It wasn't a real big one, and I went around him, caught the couple, and then another one I ended up calling out. But I probably caught 20 fish, and only 7 of them were keepers. On the way back, when I turned around and started coming back behind him, I caught one that was probably close to 4, and then he kind of like turned out, and then I kind of moved in where he just was again. Another one of the situations where I think the bait made a difference. I caught one probably close to 5, and
wow.
then he kind of went up a little bit more like out of the stretch because he hasn't fished since he told me he didn't fish since the weekend before, so he didn't. He said they weren't pulled up the weekend before, so he didn't know what I knew. So, but he lives on that part of the river anyway, so he knows, but he didn't know that what I knew. And then so I turned around, came back, caught some more non-keepers, and for some reason I was always in that second pass, the way back pass. I turned around again, going back to where he was, and I was fishing up shallow where I knew the beds were. I was like, just like let me try a couple casts out deep. And my first cast out deep, I caught another one that was probably close to 5. And I was like, well, okay, it's looking good. My cleaner was like, this your bag's looking real good. I was like, well, yeah, I got a couple. I got that one small one I got to get rid of. But other than that, I'm looking good. And then we didn't, there was a big lull. I guess us trolling over top of them for a couple hours. They're bed
Right.
fish, so they were real. We didn't really catch anything after 12, but about 1 o'clock, he made another big call with probably another 4 plus. Because I talked to him when he caught it. I mean, I probably could have cast into his foot. I was so close to him at that point. and I turned around and I caught another one that was probably 3.25. They got rid of the line squeaker, and that made the big difference. I just had two real nice ones, and then one okay one, and then two 3-pounders. You know.
Right, right. So, as far as what you were flipping, were they relating to grass or just shallow wood, or was there a specific target you were looking for?
I mean, I couldn't see any targets because the tide was so high, but I knew the general vicinity, where I should keep my bait at for the longest. It was like probably 75 yards long, probably 10 yards wide, just a little strip where they were sitting. There was a couple beds out farther, which is why I made those deeper casts. But other than that, I just kept the bait for the longest in that area, and it was a real nice, clean milfoil, probably the best milfoil on the river, some of the best milfoil on the river in these past few years. And I mean, you could kind of tell when you were on a bed because it was real thick, other than the beds, because they had a hole fanned out, so you could kind of tell when you drug it a couple inches and you didn't get any grass that you were in a hole.
I got you. I got you. As far as the fish you were catching, were they really relating to a bed? I mean, were they actually spawning, or do you think they were still kind of staging themselves for the pre-spawn, or were they post-spawn fish?
The two big ones were definitely. I mean, maybe even the three nicest ones were definitely on. Probably didn't lay their eggs yet, and then the one that I caught, the first one I caught that I ended up weighing in, was definitely a female. She already laid her eggs. She was paper thin, but she was still big enough to be over 3-pound class. And the other one that I weighed in was probably just a big male. It was probably about 17 inches, but it had the male build.
Right, right. So, well, Aaron, again, congratulations on your win on the Potomac River. Off to a great start for this year. Before we let you go, I know you got a lot of great friends and family and support there where you live. And, what's your goals throughout the rest of the year? Now that you won this tournament, you've qualified automatically for the regional. So what's the rest of 2022 look for you?
My original goal was to fish the Bassmaster Opens, but I didn't get into those because they were extremely popular this year and filled up. I signed up second day, and they were already filled up by the first day. So I might get into the third one, which is on the Bay, which is another home water. So you can only get lucky enough. But other than that, I might be able to try to fish the rest of this division, but I'm already in the regional, so I might just pay for them. And then other than that, I got the Twitter series coming up, which is also on the river. I got to get some revenge. I got second in the one last year after leading for the first 2 days, and then I mean that's about try to just keep it local for this year because I'm definitely getting the Opens next year.
I got you.
I'm gonna sign up for a life membership because they give you the week ahead advance sign up if you have life membership, and I'm gonna definitely get into those. The goal is ultimately to go big time.
Right, right. Well, good for you, Aaron. You're off to a great start in your early career. Again, this was your second win for the BFL Northeastern Division. For all the listeners out there, you've been talking to Mr. Aaron Dixon, the recent winner of the BFL Northeastern Division Potomac River event. So congratulations to Aaron. Before we let you go, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. Also, you've been watching the rotating banner below this video. Make sure you hit that link at the top of the description right below this video. Enter into our $2,500 sweepstakes giveaway. Again, that lucky angler will be selected at the end of the BFL season in October. From all of us at Revital Outdoors, I'm Theron Asbury. Thank you to everyone who's been watching these podcasts. Be safe out there. God bless. We'll talk to everyone very, very soon.